We apologize for the interruption in your programming. However, we have breaking news to report. Reliable sources have just confirmed a recent discovery that has people around the world dancing in the streets. People everywhere celebrated as the news spread across the globe that we are not our credit reports. I repeat, we are not our credit reports. This shocking news was immediately followed by a landslide of related discoveries. It turns out that we are also not our resumes, not our cars, not the brand names we purchase, not our stock portfolios. We are also not our children, our parents, our friends, our employees, our jobs, our positions, our titles, our awards, our prizes. Nor are we our social security numbers, our telephone numbers, our employee numbers, our customer numbers, our account numbers, our license numbers, our claim numbers, our case numbers. Naturally, this raises the question of what are we? It is our understanding that we are something, but what has yet to be determined. Scientists, philosophers, and the leaders of the world's great religions have gathered in Paris to discuss how these very important discoveries will affect their explanations about life on Earth. The most anyone can say at this point is that who or what we are is far greater than anything previously imagined. We have also just learned that diamonds are not really forever, because forever is actually much, much longer than we ever thought. Nor are they necessarily a girl's best friend. In fact, it seems that a girl's best friend is none other than her best friend. It has also been confirmed that money does not make the world go around, nor is it the root of all evil. In fact, money is really nothing at all and has absolutely nothing to do with value or worth. The news of these discoveries has undoubtedly had a profound impact on the world, and especially in the United States. In California, tanning salons and gyms began closing as soon as people realized they could exercise outdoors in the sunshine. Disneyland was abandoned once people understood that happiness is not a place or a meal, nor a thing to be pursued, but an attribute of nature that is universally available to anyone who chooses to experience it. In Las Vegas, casinos were empty once people noticed that nothing at all was happening in them. In the Midwest, major league sports teams disbanded when the players and fans realized winning has nothing to do with competition. Some of the world's most prestigious schools and universities have announced they will stop charging tuition or issuing diplomas. Instead, anyone who wishes to learn may freely learn from anyone who wishes to be taught. Doctors and nurses around the globe have begun treating and healing people for free because they now understand that it's wrong to only care for some and not for others. Wars have been halted and worldwide peace has broken out as soldiers everywhere are laying down their weapons and are choosing instead to help repair and heal war-torn nations. By all accounts, it appears that a global revolution has begun to occur. The world's stock markets have all collapsed, and people on every continent have begun to help each other, not out of obligation from payment, but out of kindness and compassion, out of love and respect, out of forgiveness and gratitude, out of joy and celebration. Some governments have even forgiven all debt, and countries that were once impoverished are now seeing truckloads, plane loads, boat loads, and train loads of food, books, supplies, tools, and people lining their ports and borders, eager to alleviate hunger and suffering. People everywhere, freed from the pressure to buy more, have more, in order to be more, are quitting their high-paying corporate jobs and starting to do things that are really important, like traveling, learning, healing, evolving, and creating. There has been a flood of new art, poetry, and music. Many museums and galleries are now open 24 hours a day and are packed around the clock, with artists and patrons of every genre and media imaginable, enjoying the free exchange of ideas and creativity. But as incredible as this news is, not everyone is pleased about it, particularly the wealthy and the powerful. Some have been observed wandering the streets desperately trying to hire people to guard and protect them. But since the news about the discoveries broke, it seems that no matter what wage is offered, the position remains unfilled. There are reports of small groups of men and women demanding to be told who they are, huddled together near banks, courthouses, and other government buildings, fending off anyone offering to help or explain who is not wearing an official uniform. In some cities, confused individuals spend days and weeks in front of television sets, flipping endlessly through channel after channel, trying in vain to find a product they can identify with, but the only thing being broadcast is PBS. Wait a minute. We've just received an update. This just in from the United States government. The White House has just issued a statement claiming that these amazing discoveries are false. In fact, the president insists the sources responsible for these claims are actually terrorists who hate freedom and hate America and are organizing an attack to destroy everything that we as freedom-loving Americans hold so dear. Government officials are urging everyone to pay close attention to their television for information and instructions. In the meantime, the government is recommending that everyone simply carry on and continue to work and shop as normal, but to be on the lookout for terrorists or evildoers who are very unpatriotic and want everyone to be poor and not eat meat and go barefoot all the time. The president, in an address to the public this afternoon, issued a message to all freedom-loving Americans that we must be prepared to sacrifice our liberty in order to preserve our freedom by liberating the unfree, who freely wish to be liberated by freedom fighters, who will fight for the freedom and the liberty to spread freedom to those who have not been fully liberated from their own freedom, so that we, as the liberators of freedom, will have the liberty to freely liberate ourselves on the world. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.